But this is Alexander. He's from 2003. He's a sire and grandsire to over 40 first federation winners, with up to 23,000 birds competing. I don't believe there's a better vaquero pigeon ever coming to Britain than him. I think he's one of the best pigeons we ever bought. And the legacy of the pigeon is, even now this year, grandchildren from him, great-grandchildren, will show you 5 generations of pigeons from him that are winning first prizes against up to 4,000 and 5,000 birds in the toughest competition. So for us, as a partnership, he's the sort of pigeon we've been looking for all our lives. He's a one-off pigeon. And he's got, when you see him, he's like a 2-year-old when you handle him. See what you think. One thing you'll notice about him, Steve, he really likes to wriggle in the hands.
I'll tell you something though, Les. The actual body.
Yeah,
he's full of body like a yearling. Like
he's almost 10 years old.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you'd never know it. You'd never know it. But that's the sign of the class of pigeon he is. He never aged. He's never had a day's illness in his life. And from youngsters, yearlings, 2-year-olds, they are superior pigeons. Super performers. But multi-performances, Steve. The very first pigeon we raised from him, we call it Merlin. He won an RPLA award. He won Lancashire Combine. He won a gold medal. He won from 3,000. He was the 8th bird of the year in the Fed, the 8th bird of the year in the Combine, as a youngster and as a yearling. And every year since, children and grandchildren, everyone that we know that have raised grandchildren from that cock have won first prizes with them in the big Combine races.
Fine specimen.
Yeah, that's
nice,
Alexander.
Nice pearl eye, fine specimen, and credit to handle this.
Yeah, we've shown him to Bass the Coot one time. Bass, he said he's very much like the Alexandro pigeons, because Bass has obviously got brothers and sisters. But I think you have to go a long way to get a better one than him. He's certainly one of the best players. I know he's getting on in age, but he's 100% fully fertile.
I'm sure, Les, what I've handled on him and that, and with the amount, the body what he's got for his age, I'm sure he's up to 5 years in breeding in that bit for being fertile.
We cannot sell him because he has no ring on him. But we're going to give him for free in the auction.
But who's lucky to get him?
With a daughter.
Enough to get him. I do believe they'll get a few years left in him.
Yeah, we're going to give a 2012 daughter with him, and he will be auctioned with the daughter. So they're buying the daughter and they get him for free. I'm sure. Well, he really is a super pigeon.
Not only that though, Les, there's no better breeding. Father and daughter pairing, they're made for life, aren't they?
He's absolutely proven.
Especially with it's not just any pigeon, remember, it's the foundation of the actual
the one we're going to give to the auction for free is from him and his granddaughter, a pigeon called Mafalda, who's a multi-performing pigeon. She breeds many good pigeons for us and for other fanciers. But he's
special.
He's special. He's a pigeon you'll really be sorry to see him go.
Well, you'll be sorry to see him go, but like you say,
we've had him 10 years.
Somebody gets a young hen, what's got you for the side, puts her back just rest of the life, just to that old sire, what's actually sire to 5 generations. Something special is going to come out. It's like going to be magical for that person who buys that pigeon to get the actual old cock to go with it anyway.
Well, it's funny you mention the word magical, because every one of his children and grandchildren we name after something of a magician. They are magical.
Well, that's the magic words, isn't it? The magical pigeons.
This is a son from Alexander with Princess, the hen that died. This is one of the first children we bred from him in 2004. He was a summer bred, so he never raced, because they were late bred pigeons, so we didn't couple them early enough to race anything in 2004. But we wanted to see what kind of youngsters we were going to get from them, and we bred, I think it was 3 or 4. This was the first one. This was Gaz's favourite pigeon as a youngster. He'd never let me sell it, he'd never let anyone take it in hand. He said, no, because everyone that wanted to see him wanted to buy him. And he was insisting that he didn't sell it. He wanted to keep it. He told me, don't you ever sell him. So I couldn't sell him. Well, I'm so glad he's seen something in him, because he's been one of the best breeders we've got. The direct son of Alexander, he's Blaine, named after David Blaine, the magician. He's a special magician. He's just a special pigeon. He has sired first Fed winners, first Combine winners. We've sold children from him to guys up in the north of England that have been winning first prizes against 7,000 and 8,000 birds. We've sold them to the south of England, one across the channel from him. Into Ireland, we have his children that winning second and third in the NIPA against 23,000 birds. He really is special. He's been RPLA award winners, gold medal winners, 8th pigeon of the year in the Combine, federation winners galore. I think we have 3 or 4 of his daughters in the stock loft, have all bred first open combine winners. That's plain. He also wriggles like mad in your hands. One thing you know about him, Steve, you can't see it on camera in the hands, they're very, very friendly pigeons. Very tame. They'll sit on your shoulder all day. They like to be with you, but they hate being in the hands. It's a real trait that we have in them.
Again, like his father, same eyeless.
He's a great pigeon. Every visitor that comes to our loft, Steve, goes mad when they see him. He's a real character. He's been one of our... Gaz seen something in him as a youngster, and I'm glad he did, because I couldn't imagine... Put it this way, since 2007, the amount of winners that's come through that pigeon has made us what we are today. So without him, we may not have been as good.
Obviously a true specimen. And what breed is he then, Les?
He's 100% GNS for Kirk. The mother and the father were bred by Bass for Kirk.
And what did he go back to? You know what?
All lines are Jansen lines.
Jansen. I thought looking at him, there's some Jansen.
His Olympiad pigeons.
Yeah.
And his Alexandro pigeons, and also they go back to a little bit of Ad Sheeran pigeons.
Yeah, I thought I could see just a bit of old Jansen lines in him, that were all.
This is a daughter from Blaine. So this is, again, now we're 2 generations from the original couple. And why I do it like this, Steve, I want to show you the importance, because for us, as a partnership, it's always been important, very important, that our pigeons don't just generate and fade within 1 or 2 generations. It's really important to us that we find a line of pigeons that reproduce themselves year upon year upon year. So this is a granddaughter from the Merlin pair. She's Miss Magic. She's probably my favourite pigeon. I don't think we've had, in my opinion, and it is a game of opinions, I don't think we've ever raced a better hen than this. She had 10 races in her life. She raced 5 races as a youngster, could have won 4 of them, and 5 races a year in and could have won 4 of them. The only 2 races she didn't show, the weather was like it is today. We were liberated in really bad weather. And although she came home, she came a little bit late. She didn't make the prizes. But she came home all right. But she won 2 RPRA awards as a yearling hen. She beat all the Widowwood cocks in the northwest of England, 3,700 members. She was the ace pigeon, ace middle distance pigeon up to 250 mile, which is almost 400 kilometres. The ace pigeon over 400 kilometres. Then she won the ace pigeon all categories. So all the Widowwood cocks in the northwest, she was the ace pigeon from all of them. And she only went to 5 races. The first race of her year in life, she was 4th open to 3 loft mates. There was 5,999 pigeons. Then she was 2nd open, again to a loft mate, out of 4,900 or 4,500 from 330 kilometres on a really tough day with a wind in the faces, northeast wind. And she came that day like she hadn't been out of the loft, like fresh. Then a week later she went again. She won a first prize in the comment from 3,074 pigeons. And then we put her in the breeding loft. And since then she's bred first prize winners every year. But to us again, when you handle the grandfather and you handle her, there's no difference. So that's Miss Magic, a double RPRA award winner, and a super breeder now as well. You notice the plans that come out in her bars?
Yeah, see it the other day.
She's only 5-year-old Les now.
She's from 2007.
Yeah.
But it's a shame, see, because of the competition we raced against, after 2008, when she was a yearling, the competition, they closed down the federation by us, and they formed a new fed, and we was not allowed to join it. So we had to move location. So that's the end of her racing career after being a yearling. That's the price we've had to pay for our success. 3 times in 5 years we've had to change our loft location in order to find a federation that would accept us.
Yeah, that's duly, because we'll go back to Magic again, your magical success.